Hello everyone, welcome to Family Community Services 2023. Alright, let's get right into this so the next person can have their turn on this project. As you can see, you can hear my voice in this video because I'd rather do this instead and be up there than, you know what I mean. Anyways, phones, yeah, they're really popular, aren't they? Well, let's take a look at the phones that we had back then with this magical clock. It was not supposed to be doing that. What? I hate time travel. No! Anyways, let's move on. As I was saying, phones, yeah, they're pretty popular, right? But phones was not always like an iPhone you have in your pocket or right in your hand just right now, just watching this video because you're not watching it, even though you're supposed to. My fault, everyone. That's how to get everyone's attention. You know how it is. But let's get started how phones grew over the past few years. First off, we're gonna start with this little guy. Yeah, looks pretty weird, huh? Let me tell you about it. This is actually the first phone that was ever created in this world. Well, at least back then it was the first thing we had. Now this phone was actually made in 1849. Yeah, I know, it looks pretty much really older than it actually seems. But it's one of those phones that, you know, it has a wire that's going through a little cup. It's pretty much like that, but a little more, I guess you can say, advanced in a way. Alright, moving on to more simple things. Here we have this telephone. Now I know you've seen telephones like this before, like at your grandma's or at some park or whatever you've seen one before. This phone was actually made in 1854 and actually, believe it or not, Alex actually won this little thing, so it was released in 1876. Cool, right? Back then you had to win things. But Diego, back then you always had to win things. You can't always earn. Alright, moving on with better things. Now we have this little guy. Now this is the very first thing before we had, you know, the iPhones and the computers, all that stuff. Now, this was made in 1967. Back then in 1965, we had this little phone before the other one came out. Well, now that I look at it, I guess the other one, the 1965, was more bigger than 1967. Alright, moving on. Oh man, the old classic flip phone that was made in 2003. Let's look at the flip phones that we have now. This flip phone was made in 2021. Man, time flies, doesn't it really? Well, let's go on to our last segment.
Oh no, this is a really long cut. Just kidding. Move on to the last segment.
iPhones that was made in 2016. Wow. That's still really old. Now let's take a look at the phones that we have right now. Loading, loading. There we go. Man, 2023, iPhone 15. Time really flies, huh? Anyways, that's gonna be the end of our project. But one more thing, if this counts, Morse code. That kind of counts as history communication, right? Oh well. Alright, hopefully I did good on this project, and I'll see y'all next time.